What's up, nerds, and welcome to the Nerd History Podcast, a proud part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network, and your home for celebrating the nostalgia that has shaped the world of nerd culture. I'm Radio Matt, the Director of Content and Resources for Love Thy Nerd, and with me today and forevermore is my amazing bride, Deidra.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. We are the Nerd Historians, and today on the show we're taking a closer look at the history of Animal Crossing, a Nintendo game franchise that officially launched in the U.S. on the Nintendo GameCube on September 15th, 2002.
Wow.
22 years ago.
Holy cow.
As of a few days ago.
Wow. Wow.
Before we get into that.
Did you get it like immediately too? So
No, we'll talk about that. I've never played the original game.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll get into it.
All right.
But before we get into it, I went to Strong Tower Gaming Con this past week, or almost 2 weeks ago at this point, and set up for LTN Radio there, did a bunch of live interviews that if you caught the audio versions on LTN Radio, the video versions, the superior video versions, are slowly trickling out. I think by the time you're listening to this, I think we're about halfway through them. If you go to the Love Thy Nerd YouTube channel, you should be able to catch all of them. Awesome interviews with game designers, game reviewers, professional nerds in one form or another.
You're a pretty professional nerd.
I'm getting there. Interview with Andrew Lowen, easily the longest one. Came out a few days ago on the YouTube channel. Andrew Lowen is the creator of Deliverance, which I got to play for the first time. Deliverance was the highest grossing Christian board game fundraised on Kickstart ever. It got edged out by I think $1,000 by another game called Ezra and Nehemiah, which Andrew Lowen promoted heavily when it was coming out.
Oh, okay.
And then here in just a few more days, on the 24th, his new Kickstarter for the expansion, which is almost a misnomer. It is about as big as the original game. Deliverance Council of the Fallen is going on Kickstarter. I'm predicting at this point that it's going to break $1 million.
Wow.
It's a lot of hype around it. Andrew Lowen was teaching a how to play Deliverance class at Strong Tower, which was about 2 hours long.
Oh.
And then directly after that, we played this like first of its kind mob boss raid battle where there were like 7 individual games going on at once, all with the same goal of taking down this big boss that Andrew Lowen was controlling. And that was slated for 2 hours on the schedule, and it lasted 4 hours.
Holy cow.
So I was in that room playing Deliverance for 6 hours, almost a full work day. And I don't regret it at all. It's really fun. He was kind enough to send me a copy. I am excited to play it with my boys.
Yeah.
Maybe even try and get a few people in our church to play it as well. But really cool event. Go check out a piece of it by checking out those interviews on the Love Thy Nerd YouTube channel. But funny story with that is setting up for the interviews. All of the equipment did not arrive. We had the same kind of setup at the last LTN Con, which was in 2020. And there were 100 different pieces because we were also live streaming it. And all of that stuff came from the main headquarters, which is in New Albany. And so I basically told Luke and Matt, who were up there, just bring everything that you brought before. And so they did their best to remember everything that were brought before. But the one thing that they forgot that was a major deal was the little soundboard. We had no soundboard. And I didn't bring mine because I thought they were going to bring everything. So we had to buy a new one. But that got me a brand new soundboard. So I have a very nice new soundboard right in front of me with cool buttons and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
The longest applause for a soundboard that's ever been made.
What was that? That's right. I can censor you anytime I want. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that.
I ask forgiveness for our future podcast. And prayer for me, please.
Oh, man. Let's have some fun.
How do you know what is what?
They listed on the screen here.
Okay.
So I can tell. It's
That's
very
good.
intuitive. So, the Animal Crossing franchise is a series of life simulation games developed and published by Nintendo. Set in a charming, open-ended world, players take on the role of a human character who moves to a village or island inhabited by anthropomorphic animals. The core gameplay revolves around exploring the environment, customizing your home and village, and building relationships with the animal villagers. Players can engage in various activities such as fishing, bug catching, fossil hunting, gardening, and crafting. The game operates in real time, with in-game events and seasons matching the player's real-world time and date, providing an immersive experience that evolves throughout the year. The franchise is known for its relaxed, non-linear gameplay, where there is no specific end goal. Instead, it encourages creativity, social interaction, and a sense of community. Each installment in the Animal Crossing series introduces new features, characters, and mechanics, enhancing the player's ability to personalize their world. The franchise has become beloved worldwide for its charming art style, relaxing atmosphere, and its ability to foster a sense of belonging and creativity among players.
And what's your bid?
It does sound like the Price is Right, doesn't it? This can of peas from Del Monte, $2.99. Oh man! So
I was thinking that the whole time, just waiting to say
as
it.
soon as you said it, it clicked with me. I've never thought about that, but that is very much Price is Right music. All right, never played the original game.
Okay.
Because one of the things that I have great shame about is that I was a Nintendo boy through and through. Still am. Mm-hmm. Except for that generation. That generation, the Xbox came out, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And GameCube looked really stupid to me. And so I switched sides. Switching sides. Wish I had that sound effect. Dang it. I jumped over to Xbox. I do not regret it. The Xbox was great. I enjoyed everything there. And when the Wii came out, it was backwards compatible with GameCube games, so I got to go back and play all the GameCube games that I missed. Mm-hmm. But I did never pick up the original Animal Crossing. The closest
come out with another one,
right? Yeah, we both had DSs, and so we both had Animal Crossing Wild World, which all of these I've played more than you.
Yeah.
But that was the one that you had your own copy of. Because the one thing I do hate, there's several things, but the main thing that I hate about Animal Crossing, which is a series that I love, let's put that, I love, one of my favorites, is that it's the same island. And it has to be. You can't have two different people playing their own game on a cartridge. And it's been that way since the beginning. You have to share the island, but that means basically that one person's doing the story and the other one is doing a very watered down version of the story and just goofing around.
And that was me.
Yeah. But that first one you had your own. So you got to play the whole story your own. But you played for a while.
I did for a really long time.
Yeah.
Then I
played
children.
a little longer. No. We moved on from that long before we had kids.
But I tried to pick it up. And then we had kids, and so...
You tried to pick it up again?
Yeah. I remember logging into it, and there were weeds everywhere because it had been so long. Yeah.
That is one of the things. Weeds go nuts if you let it hang for a couple months. They, once you like unlock everything in New Horizons, the most recent version on the Switch, the gardener guy that sells like shrubs and special flowers and whatever offers a weeding service if you go to him at a different location.
Oh.
And he'll come and he'll just take all the weeds for you, which is smart.
I love that.
And it only works if there's a bunch.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to be gone for months. Otherwise, be like, there's not really that many there. Why don't you come back when there's more?
When I let the yard go here.
Yeah.
You'll call someone for me.
Eventually.
But I gotta let it go a long time.
But we mainly stuck with the handheld versions. We did share the 3DS version a little, which I don't remember what that one was called now, off the top of my head. New Leaf.
Okay.
New Leaf. 3DS Animal Crossing New Leaf, which was essentially the same game, just a little updated. There was a Wii version called City Folk, which I feel like we owned for half a second. Because I do remember playing the game a little bit to where we had the city, because it gave you like this little main street at the top of your town. So I remember we did have that. We did play it a little bit, but not to the extent that we played everything else. It was like we got that towards the end of us actually caring about the Wii, you know? But
I think that's what my sister has.
It's quite possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fun stuff. The most recent version, though, that's the big one, the Switch version. You played a little bit with me when we first got it.
But again, it was like a bummer because I couldn't
do
my
anything,
own.
Yeah. And I had already gotten through a lot of the story before you even got to it.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about why in a little bit. But you have found your favorite part. And that is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Which I have not played at all. Can you explain to me what that is?
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
Oh, I can't concentrate with that music. Makes me want to pick up my phone.
Right. This is what I hear literally every morning and night. In the bed next to me, on the couch next to me.
It's just like a really good little getaway on your phone. It was a lot different than Animal Crossing when I started playing it, and at first I hated it. I was like, this is weird. This is not what you're supposed to do. But then once I got the hang of it, I was like, okay, I like this. And they have done several upgrades and everything. I've been playing it forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like over a year now, right?
Yeah, just
well over a year.
1 year. Certainly not before Natalie was born.
Was it before Natalie was born? No way.
Oh my gosh. When I was
it's
nauseous.
It's been over 3 years?
When I was nauseous in my first trimester.
Holy cow.
I had to not play because I couldn't look at my phone because I would get nauseous. I'm going to see if
So that's almost 4 years. First of all.
You didn't think I played that long?
Time flies. But secondly, who plays anything for 4 straight years nearly every day, twice a day?
It's great. It has no ads whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, but there's plenty of games that have no ads.
And
what's the real draw?
They keep coming out with more stuff, and every month you cycle through. You have a fishing tourney, and you have a what is it with the little bugs, and you catch them in your garden.
Bug catching.
Yeah.
Tourney.
And my information. I'm trying to figure out how long I've been on it. Like if it'll give me a date.
Oh,
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And the what do we call them? We call them the Gyrodite. It's the little
Gyroids.
the little
They're
dancing
gyroids.
people.
They're droids that gyrate. They're
Yeah.
gyroids.
So it comes out with like every month you cycle through it and you get more stuff and more cute stuff and you have a campsite that you can decorate. But like you can make it a whole different scene. You can do an under the water scene and you can do there was like a Harry Potter-esque kind of thing that came, like a mansion
Wizardy
thing that came out during Halloween a couple years ago.
I am torn between being really impressed at your dedication and being worried for you. But your sister is also playing.
Yes,
and hasn't she been playing longer?
She has been playing longer than me.
Good night.
So much longer than me. She ran out of room. Like on how many items you can carry. Yeah, she ran out of room. But then
Like storage?
they opened up this. They didn't used to have like how many? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't used to have these storehouses for everybody. Like you had to pay for the premium, whatever.
Mm.
But now they have them for everybody.
Mm. And it's not a house, right? You're decorating a camper? An RV?
So you decorate. You decorate a lot. You decorate your RV, and you, of course, you do that whole go into debt to expand in the beginning thing, and then you end up being a millionaire. Same as a real game.
Same as real life.
So you expand it outward, and then you can add another level, and then there's also a cabin. And so you can decorate the cabin and add another level. And a couple years ago, they added a third level. And so you've got your campsite, your cabin, your RV that you can decorate.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found anything showing how long you've been playing?
No.
What an oversight. Maybe they think it would depress you. You have wasted a full year playing this game. Let's talk about the main characters. We got Tom Nook, a Tanuki character. Tanuki, one of the favorites of Nintendo. Tanuki suits. Tanuki power-ups.
I don't think he's in Pocket Camp.
He's not in Pocket Camp? Who are you paying to expand?
The two...
The little guys?
Yeah.
Timmy and Tommy?
They sell cookies. You get like fortune cookies.
Oh, okay.
And they open up and you can get an item from it. So you can buy one fortune cookie for 50 leaves or
50 leaves.
or 5 cookies for 250. Plus you get an extra stamp.
Get some leaves.
Trade stamps in for more items. The leaves are what, like the add-on that you can pay to get more of, right? Like real money, like you trade,
Because it's currency, do you not pronounce it leaves? It's leaves.
That's how I talk, Matthew.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, he serves as both the shop owner and the real estate broker. He provides the player with a loan to build and upgrade their house, allowing repayment without interest. I mean, it would be kind of cruel to add interest to the ever-increasing exorbitant fee of each new room. Yeah, we can add a new room for 100,000 bells. And then once you get to we can add your 6th extra room. This one's going to cost you 1,500,000 bells.
Okay.
Using more special wood than the first room, just use the same stuff you made with the first room. That one didn't cost that much. I don't understand the ever-expanding price. But whatever. A character that is not featured very prominently anymore, but was the bane of our existence in other versions.
I already know.
Mr. Rossetti.
Blah.
The mole who emerges from underground whenever a player turns off the game without saving, scolding them for bypassing the game's save system. But he's pretty much gone from New Horizons because of autosave, so you can't really do that.
Oh, okay. You're not allowed.
He was laid off from that, but he has gotten a new role as the rescue service operator. So if you somehow trap yourself on your island and need to get out of there, he will come and save you for 100 Nook miles, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was the fun part, right? You had to sit there. It was like 5 solid minutes of all caps yelling.
Mm-hmm. Just sitting there tapping.
And the message changed. There was like 10 versions of the message the more that happened, because people would do that in order to, like, if they like did something by mistake, something negative, they just would not save and they'd reset the game, and then whatever happened didn't happen. But they knew what you were doing, and yeah, you were going to get away with it, but they didn't like it and they wanted to punish you just a little bit. So that's what they did. KK Slider, K9 wandering musician, inspired by the series composer Kazumi Totaka.
Okay.
Yeah, inspired by a real person. He performs on select nights in the player's town and offers a free copy of the song he played, claiming his music wants to be free. This led some fans to interpret it as a stance on music piracy, though Nintendo denied any such intention. Okay. In New Horizons, we have Isabelle returning as the community manager and Tom Nook's secretary, a role similar to her role in New Leaf, where she was first introduced.
So Isabelle is like the main character on Pocket Camp.
The yellow dog character.
That
girl.
greets you, and she's the one that gives you the instructions when you start your account and all that. Yeah.
That's pretty much her role in the game, is helping with all that kind of stuff. She also helps players customize like the town's flag and the tune, reset certain aspects of village life, like nicknames, villager clothing. If you want to get rid of a villager, you go to her.
Get rid of them.
Timmy and Tommy, Tom Nook's apprentices, who run the convenience store Nook's Cranny in the later games. One of the things that I liked about previous iterations of Nook's Cranny is that it would grow usually 3 stages.
Yeah.
It would be like this little shack that sold you like 2 things a day, and it would grow into like this mega mart. One version was even like 2 stories, and there were like 15 items you could choose from that day. And they really dropped the ball with that in New Horizons. You get 1 upgrade and it adds like 1 extra item.
Oh.
Like, what's the point? I want to buy more things quicker.
It's going to take you so
much longer to buy things. We had the Able sisters, Mabel and Sable, who manage a clothing shop for the player. I
used to go bug the one that was just sewing.
Yeah.
And go try.
Did you do it enough?
Apparently not.
So, what game did you do it on? Did you do it on the newer one?
No, on the
3DS one?
Yeah.
Okay. On the Switch one, I don't know if it's the same in all the other ones, but on the Switch one, if you bug her every day for like 15 days or something, like it's a lot of days, she will eventually start telling the whole story of their life.
Okay.
And there are parts of it that are dark, like death, kind of dark in the family.
Okay.
And feeling abandoned by their third sister, and all this, like she just spills her guts in little bits every day. You keep going back, and they'll give it a little bit more and a little bit more. And I didn't know that the first time I played it.
Right.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That's funny.
It was a bit much, but it was fun.
It's like a soap opera, and you just come back every day for a little bit more.
Exactly like that. 2 new characters for New Horizons was Orville and Wilbur, the seagulls in charge of the flights in and out of your island and other places. They operate Dodo Airlines, the Seoul Airport. I guess they're dodo birds. I said seagulls, but I guess they're dodos.
Maybe not.
I'm pretty sure they are, now that I'm remembering them. So New Horizons was a standout, kind of by accident. Like, it's a great game. And it likely would have been very, very popular, as most Animal Crossing games were. But it also happened to hit on the very beginning of the stay at home to slow the spread pandemic precautions. And so those were you heard about two things people were doing when they were stuck at home for so long. And that was watching Tiger King and playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. It is, because of this, it's the second best-selling Switch game.
Wow.
Which I don't know what the first one is, but it's either Smash Brothers or Mario Kart. But the fact that either one of them isn't in the second spot,
right,
is crazy. So in this game, if you've never played it, this is a very soothing game. This is why it was so popular during the pandemic, because we were all stressed to death. And this game let you escape this reality for a nice island life. Where you could go and catch fish,
plant your trees, and
catch bugs,
get your fossils,
build your own tools.
Yeah.
Build a little pole vault so you could finally jump over the river as you're expanding before you could build bridges. Paying so many bells to that crook, Tom Nook. This game introduced the Nook Miles tickets, which is basically a second form of currency, which I don't like at all. But then I look at your game, the Pocket Camp. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much. Like, we could just do it all with bells. We don't have to have two different things.
I agree.
There's actually a couple of other different things that aren't used as much, but
and it's a pain because, of course, all the new things, all the cool stuff is with Leaf tickets. You don't get as much of those.
I do enjoy the catching the fish, catching the bugs, finding the fossils. Those three things are very fun. It feels like the hunt, the chase, getting those elusive rare things, pulling out a shark or a whale.
Right.
Or one of those whacked out looking eels, one of those weird things that just like, and it takes up like the whole screen and you're holding it. Like, those are surprising and fun.
Yeah.
The bugs, I really liked it when they had the big beetles on the trees and you had to sneak up on it. One of the best feelings in the game is when you're walking around at night and you spot in the corner of the screen a tarantula or a scorpion. It's the most terrifying moment because you have very little time to figure out your move. And then you have to hit it perfectly because it's going to charge at you super fast and knock you out. But if you manage to catch that thing, it's the greatest elation of the game.
Oh, those things creep me out.
And if you miss it,
time.
if you miss it, it's so heartbreaking because you never know when it's going to happen.
At least one of each.
Yeah.
I do remember they were in the museum thing.
Yeah. It is super fun. DIYing your own tools. Do you do any DIYing in Pocket Camp? Like, do you collect wood and rocks and stuff like that?
Yes.
To build things?
So you collect, you fish and catch bugs and collect fruit. And then there's 4 islands that one visitor will visit every 3 hours. They change out. And they ask you for bugs and fish and fruit. and you give it to them, and in exchange, they'll give you the wood and steel.
Iron.
Iron, yeah.
Iron nuggets.
There's like 5.
5 things.
Yeah.
Okay, and then do you get to craft your own furniture?
And then
or
you
whatever?
can craft your own stuff.
Yeah. So that was a big deal in New Horizons. Is not only are there thousands of items, but you could also make thousands of items. But you also had to know how to do that. So you had to find DIY cards. And that was typically what you would find in the bottles on the beach or in the sky or whatever. You find a DIY card. Now you know how to do this. They added food.
Okay.
Later on to where you could start crafting meals, which a lot of them are Japanese, standards. But that was really neat because you're basically cooking. And that was cool. So you could catch a fish and then you could make the fish.
Oh, okay.
I liked it. You could make sushi. You could do stuff like that. Yeah. So when this game first came out, when New Horizons first came out, the most recent version, it was very incomplete. There was no art museum. The furniture selection was about half the size as the previous game. There were less things to do, less tools, less DIY, less holidays. Just overall, it was very limited. You couldn't swim in the ocean. That was added a lot later.
I remember when that was added. You were excited.
Stoked about it. What? I can deep dive for seaweed and sea cucumbers. It was really neat. So we got it when it first came out. Obviously, we got it right away. And I played it, I want to say, for a solid 6 months. I played it like just beyond that update where you could swim. And then we kind of stopped. I would revisit it occasionally, a couple times a year, but I pretty much stopped. I had collected all the furniture that was available then. I caught all the bugs. I caught all the fish. I caught all the, I found all the fossils, and I collected all the art because the art had updated as well. I collected all the art. Well, that one took forever. Collecting the art sucks because two out of 3 times you're getting a fake piece of art. It takes a week for him to come back, and then you're rolling the dice again. I can't. They say you can see. You examine it because it gives you the option to examine it. You can see if it's fake or not, but only if you know what the original one looks like. I don't know what the thing has changed. It's not like they put a bottle of Coke in the background and then obviously that's a fake one. So it took me forever, but I did eventually get it. And so I put it down after that. It's pretty much as soon as I finished collecting the art, I'm like, and I'm done. Earlier this year, I thought, I have not played that game in forever, and I'm stressed out. I think it's time to play that game. And so I pick it back up, only to find, because we bought the digital version, so not a hard copy, only to find it is not on my Switch. I thought, oh no, one of my boys has deleted the game. That's not a problem. It saves your data. I just have to re-download the game. Well, apparently, they somehow deleted both the game and the data. All of my progress, 100% gone. Heartbreaking. But a blessing in disguise. Because I sat down and I started it again, and I played it for several months. And I got to play with the 2.0 update, so there was like tons more items. Tons more items. I got to play from the beginning with the art. I got to play with all the new things that they added. Like there's a bunch of different little things that they added along the way. They kept updating it. This is the first game that they were able to do that. Just keep giving updates, keep making it better. And so it was actually really cool to play it again as a complete game. And then we also have the Nintendo Family Online subscription thing. And so that gave me access to Happy Home Paradise, which is like a whole nother game in itself. You're getting a job. And so you go off to, I don't want the video to get flagged. you get a job on this other island. And this other island is trying to be like this big community. Well, I'll take it back. There's the main island, and then there's like a whole map of 50 or so other little islands. And on that map, you're trying to fill every spot with another vacation home that you're in charge of building. And on the main island, you're also in charge of building like a restaurant and a school and all these other, little hubs of, community building. And it's cool because when you're designing a home, it gives you a theme, and the themes are
right.
They range. One of them is like, a ranch style home. Okay. A gaming center. Okay. A large bathroom. All right. It goes.
My dream home.
Right. It's all porcelain. Every possible toilet there. But what's cool about it is that you're not having to like furnish it yourself. You don't have to have all of this in a catalog. It provides you with the main things. It provides you with several things that could go with this home and with the main pieces that you picked to start with. And then as you continue to go, everything that you've already seen stays in that catalog that you can pull from.
Okay.
And so you're gaining furniture real fast. You're gaining about, I want to say, at least 10 pieces of furniture with every home that you make, and it stays in that catalog, and you can pull as much as you want out to furnish this home. And you also learn what?
So Pocket Camp has something like that.
Similar to that?
Where you it's a room, and it's Lottie, I think.
Lottie. Yeah, okay.
And she's asking you to design the room.
Is it Happy Home Camper? Is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure I saw that in the music themes that I pulled all these things from.
Checking.
Okay.
But I am way up there in my rank.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, yeah.
I'm proud of you.
And it's cool because you rank up in it. So you can get up to 3 stars or whatever it is, And then you collect those and rank up. And you can unlock new furniture to build. And like all the gold furniture you earn through this specifically. So I can make a whole gold room now with all the stuff, everything that I have unlocked. And those things rotate too. So there's like main ones that you do, and I've of course done all those. And then there's events. HH. Maybe that's Happy Home.
Yeah.
It just says HH.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that was a part of that.
Yeah.
But as you go on in the New Horizons versions, Happy Home Paradise, you can learn to build divider walls and what are the, I don't even know what they're called.
Partitions?
Well, no, that's essentially a divider wall. It's like a shelf, but where it's part of the wall, like where you like a other fixtures, pieces where you're basically adding stuff to the walls themselves, which is helping you build rooms and things, which is cool. But as you go on, you're getting paid in another currency on this island that's only good on this island. But they have their own store that the employees can buy from. And it's got more things than Nook's Cranny does. And it changes every day too. And at a certain point, you're allowed to order from a catalog, which includes every piece of furniture that you have gotten to any other house.
That's cool.
And there are some things that you can only buy on that island. And so that was really fun.
And see, in mine, I can only decorate with furniture I've collected.
See, I would hate that.
So, like you make one of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But anyway, it's really cool. It was a really good addition, worth the extra money that it costs, in my opinion. Not everybody has that opinion. But that was one of my favorite parts of the game. And I'm back now to having pretty much 100% of it.
Wow.
I got all the art again,
Okay.
all the fish. I'm sorry. I have not 100%ed the bugs, but almost everything else. Or the fish. I take it back.
You gotta wait for the seasons?
I haven't caught it. Yeah, there's a couple things I have not caught because of the seasons. But I'm close. But I have got all the fossils and I've got all the art.
Wow.
And I haven't finished all of the rooms on the Happy Home Paradise, but I don't think I will at this point. I think I finally burned out on it. But it was fun to play the game again because it felt like the first time with just all the new stuff.
All the new.
Some fun facts about Animal Crossing. The first game was first made for the Nintendo 64 and released in Japan in April of 2001. But it utilized the 64DD floppy drive. Do you even remember that? So it was this big base that was shaped like the Nintendo 64, but it was a little thicker. And there was, I don't know if you ever looked at the bottom of the Nintendo 64, but there was like a little latch, like a battery door latch kind of thing, but it had like a connector port. And it was made initially for this that was eventually going to come out, and it would sit on top and it would make it like 3 times as tall, but it was a disc drive edition to where you could play bigger games. Like it would give you that option because the PlayStation had, come out. This was the same generation as PlayStation. They used discs. And so that came out in Japan. Nobody wanted it. Not the game, the disc drive. Nobody wanted the disc drive, and therefore the game just didn't get bought.
I mean, you already spent money on the game.
Right. So it was a failed hardware edition in Japan, never made it to the U.S., despite being a Nintendo Power and all over. Like it was like, it's coming. And it didn't come. So the game was upgraded and re-released on the GameCube. Originally, the name of the game, the version that came out on the Nintendo 64 disc drive, was Animal Forest.
Okay.
I changed to Animal Crossing, which I think is a much better name. All right, Deidra, here's your one quiz question. See if you can guess.
What?
How many different items exist in Animal Crossing New Horizons? Any kind of item. I'm including fruit, fish, furniture, food, anything that you can hold.
Ooh. Like, wow. Including the Happy Homes thing.
All furniture. Different painting colors and all this kind of stuff, which you could also do, which is really cool. I like the customization options.
Oh, maybe like, I don't know. Like 100,000?
No. 18,000. 100,000? How big of a game do you think they can make? I knew as soon as I asked it like that.
You
were
did.
gonna go
You asked
like
it,
I thought you were
like...
gonna say 1 million. Like, oh, I really oversold it here. But no, 18,000.
Yeah.
18,000 ain't nothing to sneeze at. That is
It's
so many things.
Yeah.
So many different things. One of the things that they did add later on that they didn't have in the original was like food you carry around, like as a part of your outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can carry around a coffee, you can carry around a donut, an ice cream cone. And that wasn't in the original game, which I think is cool. New Horizons.
I can carry around a stick.
Just a stick?
A little twig.
Just a twig? I think you can do that on ours too, now that you mention
Or
it.
an ice cream cone. Or a half chocolate, half vanilla swirl.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah. Or boba tea.
New Horizons sold 1.88 million physical copies in its first 3 days on the market. Now, again, let me remind you, this started on March 20th, 2020, which was 3 days after President Trump announced the 15 days to slow the spread campaign, where we were all supposed to stay in our homes unless medically necessary to leave. 1.88 million physical copies.
It was very much, we were going to go crazy.
I don't know how many digital copies were sold in the 3 days, but altogether in the first 11 days of it being sold in the U.S., Animal Crossing sold 11.77 million copies.
Wow.
So, yeah, we were hurting for something to do.
Mm-hmm. All
And
those
Animal
millennials
Crossing
staying home, man.
was there to save our lives. Oh, man. How long have we been talking?
Way too long.
Almost 50 minutes about Animal Crossing. I am super stoked for the next version, which they're already working on for the successor to Switch. I feel like I'm primed and ready. But I don't know if I want to get it right away.
Because they're going to be updating it.
Obviously, right? They did it this way. They're going to do it again. I think I might wait a year.
Oh my goodness. But if everybody does that, then they'll just scratch it. And nobody will get it.
Because the odds that I were to play the whole game again with all the stuff from the beginning were very low. It would have had to have been this situation where my kids destroyed it, but I was still desperate to play it. And if they hadn't have deleted it, which I still don't know which boy it was, neither one of them zoning up to it. If that hadn't happened, I would have just kind of picked up where I was and just goofed around for a while.
And then been like, eh.
But like, yeah, I mean, like I didn't get to experience all that new stuff as it was happening. And so, yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy it right away. I think I might wait 1, maybe even 2 years to buy it to make sure I get the bulk of the new updates. That hurts to say. That hurts.
Do I get to share my sad news?
Share your sad news. That's what I thought we would end on.
Sad note.
Sad note.
I was just minding my own business. Fishing.
Tell the story. More upbeat. It's too sad.
And I got a notice that that was really loud. That there would be no more Animal Crossing Pocket Camp starting in November. Like they don't even give me Christmas.
They don't even give you Christmas.
Don't even give me Christmas. And I am just so sad. So I did something that I'll confess to you.
Oh no. We're already paying $1.07 every month for this stupid game.
So we pay $1 plus we pay 99 cents plus tax for me to have the extra one of these extra things that they just came out with. And
you've had this for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Apparently, 3 out of 4 years.
I've been playing for like 5 years. Because I was playing for a long time before me and Joanna were even realized that we both played and became friends in there. And we were friends when I was pregnant with Natalie. I'm pretty sure I would have to look at when my Nintendo account started. If I could find that date, it would tell me because I had to start that Nintendo account to play Animal Crossing.
Anyway, so what did you do? Confess your sins.
For these 5 years, I've had an offer to have one of their premium things that's like I think you pay $3 a month for, and a 1 month trial. And so I got that news and I was like, well, shoot, I'm going to use my 1 month trial. So I signed up for it. and I really like it.
What is it? What's the upgrade?
You get like a friend, one of the animals follows you around, and they collect stuff for you and help you out. Yeah, it is kind of annoying when I'm trying to fish and she's like right there. Like, I've got a cat following me around, and I'm like, would you move out of the way and let me fish?
Oh my gosh.
But I figured, well, I'll get my free trial before they shut it down. But I might let it run one more month, because that's all it'll do. What is wrong with you? I think you purposefully didn't answer me so you could play crickets.
100%. I have a new toy and I want to play with it. Quit kicking the freaking table.
I also shouldn't talk with my hands because I've hit the microphone.
You have
5 times today.
You're being terrible. Well, that's the story.
So, sorry to all of you who were like, that pocket Kent sounds really interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try it. You can, but for like 1.5 more months.
But you can still buy the Switch game. It's more expensive, but it's worth it. You could have bought a whole couple copies of it by now. They send you 1 month.
That's not true. That is not true.
But yeah, it's still a great game. Still a great game. Mm-hmm. But that's going to do it. That's our show on the Animal Crossing. Let's play us out here. Subscribe to the Nerd History Podcast via our brand new YouTube channel, youtube.com/@NerdHistoryLTN. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you find your podcasts. And find us on lovethynerd.com/nerdhistorypod. We also have our daily Today in Nerd History video, short, and article that comes out every day at lovethynerd.com/nerdhistory, or just right there on the front page with photos and nerdy facts. We're also going to start putting these on the Love Thy Nerd TikTok in October. Mm-hmm. So go subscribe there. We should be back with a new episode in 2 weeks where we will attempt to save the cheerleader in order to save the world. But until then, I'm Radio Matt.
And I'm Deidra.
And remember, in the past, present, and future,
Jesus loves you, nerds.
I tried finding a sound effect of just the way they talked. I couldn't get a good one. It's like that.